Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What's going on, people? Can you hear me? 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 Then put up to 10 and put to 10 decibels. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Loud and clear, loud and clear. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome back to the Random Show. Hello, people. Happy Halloween, Merry Halloween, Super Halloween, whatever you guys do over there. Unfortunately, I'm black. We don't celebrate Halloween. Partly religious issues. Secondly, scaredy cat issues. Okay, and thirdly, racial issues. Right? Those are the three reasons why I don't celebrate Halloween, or in terms of getting dressed up, let's just say. But happy Halloween for those of you who are celebrating. Those of you who are just coming back from trick-or-treating. Those of you who are celebrating by wearing your skimpiest outfit, your most ghoulish fucking piece of face paint. Those of you who are probably still drunk now, who are eating, who are sleeping, whatever you're doing right now, hope you're having a good Halloween. I'm having a splendid one because I'm here with you guys right now today. Hopefully you are all having a good one. Hopefully you are all having a good one. Jam-packed show for you today. Jam-packed show for you today. I've done the unthinkable. I've watched a full episode of Tfatk once again and made some clips that we're going to react to. So you don't have to watch the whole thing with me today. But we may have to watch some chunks of the Golden Hour. We may have to watch some chunks of Kill Tony. I know those are two of the most popular segments of the stream. And I know there's not going to be a horde of people leaving the live chat. A horde of people leaving the live stream. I know the live stream numbers won't dip as soon as I start going to Golden Hour and the fucking Kill Tony. But we may have to watch a chunk of Kill Tony. We may have to watch a chunk of Golden Hour. We may have to watch a chunk of the hour after our podcast with Chin. I just dropped recently. But I have done some Tfatk clips, so don't worry. I have made some clips from Tfatk that we're going to react to. But the rest I mentioned, we may have to watch them in full. We might have to watch them in bits, not in full, but we have to watch like a prolong, you know, period of them. So please be patient with me. Please be here with me because it's only fun when there's an audience. Let's be fair. It's only fun when it's an audience, but we're going to get through it together. We're going to make it funny, you know, we're going to, you know, back and forth and stuff. So please get involved in the stream chat. Don't be shy. Get involved in the stream chat. Let's make it fun, people. It's Friday night, okay? Let's make it fun. Let's make it worth your while. Please, for the love of God, let's make it worth your while. Big up everyone in the stream chat. I see you right now. Who do I see here? Big up Mr. Roger. Big up Koila Waga, my guy. Big up Steve Casaneda. What's going on? Big up Sunken Cathedral. Big up Chris Mack, my G. Wild fan. Big up Koila. Hold up, you're black. I told you about that time where I was in school and I thought I was much lighter than what I was. Do you guys know that? That's probably, I'll say the fun note. Stupid story, but I think I had a very warped perception of what I looked like, you know? Let's just say that. Until it got pointed out to me what I look like, you know? Until I realized what I look like, you know? I had a very different interpretation of what I look like, so we'll save another day. Let's just say I thought I was a couple of shades lighter, okay? Let's just say I thought I was a couple of shades lighter. Some of you won't be surprised by that news, but let's just say that was what I thought. Big up Wild Fan. Who else is it? Big up Joe from MIA. Young Old Vibes, what's going on? Queen, what's good? Hope you're good. Big up ATOZY, I think I see you too as well. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up everybody in the stream chat. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure while you're here, throughout the duration of the show, smash the like button, okay? Smash the like button. And also, for those of you watching, please remember, for those of you watching, please fucking remember, today I was meant to be in Berlin, okay? But because of my fucking teeth issue and my gum issues, I'm here with you guys. Today I was meant to be in Berlin. I was meant to be outside having fun. I was meant to be outside getting fucked up. So let's have a fun show, okay? Because I'm not outside getting fucked up. I'm here with you. So let's have a let's shoot the shit. Let's make this enjoyable. Let's be loose. Let's be fun. You know, let's not be uptight. You know what I mean? Let's not be fucking pedantic. Let's not be fucking all me moany. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Okay, let's have a good time. Come on, because I want to have a good time with you. Okay, enough of the GAY stuff aside. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So first things first, let's go over this ATOZY video. Let's go over this ATOZY video. ATOZY's got a new video regarding Sam Pepper. You know Sam Pepper, legendary UK streamer, legendary nuisance, legendary mug, legendary wanker, who survived so many cancellations, so many scandals. He's basically our Ice Poseidon, isn't it? I think in the UK he's basically our Ice Poseidon. Last time I checked, Sam Pepper was living in China, because a bunch of those nuisance streamers live in China, or maybe like yeah they live somewhere in China, because there's a bunch of people that live out there as well. Big up my girl Olga, big up Olga out there. But there's a bunch of people that are now living in China and other parts of Southeast Asia and shit, or East Asia. So I think the last time I remember checking, Sam Pepper was residing in China. Well, Sam Pepper made his way to, I think, India or Pakistan, one of them. Made his way over there, and he got involved in some trouble because I saw a clip of Sam Pepper letting a firework go off in the street, and I think the caption I saw, the clip that I saw on social, the caption said the firework that Sam Pepper let off in the street, it hit some girl in the face and it blinded her. I'm not sure if that's true, but allegedly this fucking Sam Pepper guy lit off a firework in the street and it blinded some young girl. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's allegedly the controversy. So let's hear what's happening vis-a-vis this little clip from ATOZY, who probably should have all the details of what's going on, because I'm curious to see what's happening, because I heard that did happen. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if that's true. Big up ATOZY. This is the video. ATOZY, IRL streamer, flees the country after hospitalizing a kid. Let's watch this.
This IRL streamer just fled the country after hospitalizing a kid. Then on top of that, got banned on both of his active streaming platforms because he live streamed himself intentionally aiming a Roman candle at a group of people and nearly blinding an 8-year-old after firing.
So that caption was true. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. These, like, there's a video in it at the moment I gotta watch, actually. Maybe I'll watch this after this, actually, or maybe watch it later. There's a video that's going viral at the moment with that guy, that white guy. I don't know if he's American or from here. His channel is abroad in Japan, and I think he's reacting to some other woman who went to Japan recently and made a video where I think she's talking about maybe the graffiti and the dilapidation of Japan. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't watched any of the videos, but I'm assuming it's one of those videos where it's like, oh, there's too many foreigners in these countries now, and or something. But I'm just wondering in general, once Johnny Somali gets sentenced and shit, we're probably going to see a big change in it. I think we're going to see a big, but I don't know if that's true though, because it probably feels like a lot of those countries, a lot of that region of the world are going to want to enforce some rules or make some changes in the law to prevent another Johnny Somali from happening, or just to kind of quell all these nuisance streamers. But then the side of me thinks a lot of these places also need the tourism, you know, like these streamers do provide good options, do good avenues for tourism, you know, marketing and promotion, advertising, whatever it may be, to get people out there. You know, they kind of need that. So they're not probably going to, but I don't know, I think a lot of these guys are causing a lot of problems for people like myself and others who want to go and travel there and just have a good time, because they give everyone a bad name, you know. It's a precarious position to be in. I wonder what's going to happen. Are we going to see some changes? Are they just going to let it, you know, be a free reign? Because there's a bunch of people living there, expats as well, you know, digital nomads and stuff. So there's a big scene of that over there too, tourists in general. So I wonder what they're going to do.
It off.
I'm going to run right into enemy territory.
Okay, I'm running with you. Let's go.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
He actually aimed it at the kids, you know. You can't see it because they block it, but there's a group of kids on the other side and he aims it in their direction. Fucking. And then if we learn anything about fireworks with fucking, and what's his name, 4 Extra, big up 4 Extra. If we've learned anything with the recent 4 Extra issue, that fireworks are not to be played with, man. Fireworks are not a play pit. And I think there's something that is it an age thing? I feel like you start to understand how dangerous fireworks are the older you get, really. And maybe the older you get, the more you start to hate them. I still like fireworks. I don't really have a problem with them. But I know people that have pets and stuff, have small children, they fucking despise fireworks. Or people just in general just don't like them anyway. Especially if you live in an area like I do, like a really fucking highly densely populated kind of city area where there's always people lighting off fireworks randomly. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? It's a bit of a nightmare, I'm not going to lie. So I wonder if like recklessly firing fireworks is a sign of a lack of maturity, because most grown-ups know, you know, they're dangerous, so you don't just aim them at people. But if you're a kid, like in London anyway, at least there's kids in London during fucking Halloween and like, I don't know, Guy Fawkes night, who are literally like chasing each other down the street, holding fireworks at their guns and pointing them at each other. I know they do it probably in America as well, but they do it a lot here in the UK. So I'm wondering if doing that sort of stuff is a sign of your mental acuity or lack thereof.
This was supposed to be a happy Diwali celebration for a family in India, and that just turned into a trip to an emergency room after the notorious IRL streamer Sam Pepper took aim at a group of strangers with a fire.
Yo, big up Robert Henry Poet. Big up Robert Henry Poet. Big up Robert Henry Poet. I just sent a super chat. It's not coming through. I didn't see everything on here. Really? Apologies. I'm not on my fucking Streamlabs. Let me just get on my maybe you sent the regular donor. That's probably why it's not showing up. Bear me 1 second here. Robert Henry Poet. Apologies. It might be on my Streamlabs. Let's see. And if it's on my Streamlabs, I'll just replay it anyway for you. Don't worry, brother. Pray with me here. Nope, nothing on my Streamlabs, brother. You probably didn't send it through. I don't see a super chat. It was a super chat. You would see yourself in the chat. If it's a donor, it will come through via Streamlabs. But if it's a super chat, you should see it in the chat yourself. So it didn't go through probably, or maybe you didn't send it. I don't know.
Firework and ended up hitting the 8-year-old girl.
It's bad. It's bad. I don't know what's happening, but it's bad.
Cops on him?
No, I think it's bad. I think it's bad, lady. They're putting this person on a bike out of here. They put the person on the bike and they're gone.
Did they get injured?
Yeah. They're basically saying that but the person's gone now, and Sam said don't film, and he gave me his mic.
But unfortunately, it only got worse from there because...
So Sam Pepper knew. So it's not like he didn't know that he hit this girl. He knew, and he fled the country. So she fled the scene to make sure he didn't get arrested. That's the unfortunate consequence of the fucking Johnny Somali shit. What I've noticed with a lot of these nuisance streamers, ever since Johnny Somali got you know, in trouble for what he did in South Korea, a lot of these guys have become a lot more aware of getting in trouble, and they're smarter in terms of running away. They don't just loiter around. Before Johnny Somali got in trouble, the whole troll was to like cause trouble, be a nuisance, and like revel in the chaos that you created. But now a lot of these guys, whenever they do a madness, they run away, you know, they turn off the mic, they cover the camera, you know, they're very clever at doing that sort of stuff. So to make sure that they kind of still be a nuisance, get the clicks and the views and the donors, whatever, but make sure they don't, you know, they're not accountable and they don't get any consequences of their crimes because they're not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? They just disappear quickly, which is kind of a cunty thing to do.
Then came the allegations that he actually blinded the girl, and Sam's account was banned on both Pump Fun and Kick immediately following the event. And even though he's denying these allegations and he's claiming that she only received a cut of
big up Robert Henry Poet, big up Robert Henry Poet
above her eye, it hasn't stopped people from sending these videos to local authorities and calling for Sam's arrest. And what's crazy is this wouldn't even be his first time he's gotten himself arrested for being an idiot on camera, because if you know anything about this guy, you know he is no stranger to getting himself in all kinds of trouble just for some views online. So Sam Pepper obviously has been online for well over a decade now, and he's spent a good chunk of it being obnoxious. We've briefly covered him a few months ago where he was detained at the North Korean border.
I'm currently standing on Chinese soil, but I'm actually the closest any person possibly can be to North Korea. The other side of that green fence, just right there, is North Korea. I'd rather not go to the police station.
And he's got his hair color. He's got his hair cut. He's got his hair colored in the Chinese flag, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure from what I can see that. I'm pretty sure he's got his hair colored in a way to, you know, represent or to be similar to the Chinese flag. Okay, whatever.
No, it's a little scary for me.
But if you're lucky enough to have gone so peacefully without knowing who Sam Pepper is, let me quickly fill you in. Because Sam started YouTube in 2010 and specialized in the genre that we all obviously love here on this channel so much, the prank genre.
Pranking myself.
And over the next few years, Sam would have a numerous amount of scandals related to these pranks. Like his incredibly moronic and just disgusting 2014 butt-pinching prank, where he faked having...
The worst one was oh yeah, that one. Oh my god, yeah, that one. Do you remember the one where he kidnapped his friend? He kidnapped his friend and made his friend believe it was like a real kidnapping. This one was pretty. Imagine doing this nowadays, bro, with a fake arm. He had like a fake arm and he pinched the girl's bum. Imagine doing this nowadays. Imagine if you did a prank like this nowadays, bro. Oh my god.
Having his hand in his pocket, kind of like this, or he had like a fake prosthetic arm in his pocket, and then he had his real arm up under his shirt, and then he would go behind women and pinch them in the butt and then make it look like he didn't do it and be like, wow, that's crazy. Who pinched you in the butt?
So Sam Pepper went to the 3rd Street Promenade and he had a fake arm that looked like his hand was in his pocket.
Essentially, he was just giving...
It doesn't even look like anyway, it doesn't even look convincing. It looks like he definitely did it, so it's like, whoa.
Giving himself an excuse to harass random women and calling it a prank online. And obviously the video blew up with viewers pointing at how weird and not okay that was, that he filmed and posted himself being a creep and touching girls without their consent or even their knowledge. But he quickly uploaded another video where the genders were swapped, and he tried to play this whole thing off as like, it was just a social experiment, bruv. And obviously this version was...
Oh, that cop-out. Remember that cop-out? Do you remember that cop-out with all these fucking pranks? Social experiment. It's a social experiment. Fucking hell, mate. Big up Fuzi. He was the #1 corporate of that shit. It's a social experiment. Get fucked.
Extremely staged and scripted, allegedly to like highlight the abuse towards men. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't go both ways, but Sam Pepper sitting there and using that as some sort of weird deflection is just pathetic. But then the next big prank that got everyone's attention was killing my best friend prank, where Sam essentially kidnapped the YouTube creators by the name of Sam and Colby and then pretends to shoot one of them in front of the other one. Obviously Colby, the guy...
Oh yeah, that's the worst bit. No, I didn't even remember the worst bit. The worst bit wasn't that he fake kidnapped his friend. The worst bit was that he fake kidnapped 2 of his friends. One of them was in on it and the other one wasn't, and then he shot the other one. And causing irreversible trauma. Could you imagine you get kidnapped as a prank and you think it's real, and then your friend gets shot in the head, and then it's Sam Pepper underneath the mask? I'm only joking, mate. It's like, oh, we're fighting, man. We're fucking fighting.
Getting shot isn't on the prank, and obviously this didn't go over too well with their fans because they were all like, wow, you just traumatized a guy for a YouTube video. Awesome. But it did come out later on that everyone was in on the prank, but it still didn't leave the viewers with a better taste in their mouth.
Let's see how he reacts to his best friend of 5 years being in front of him.
No, this thing right here is it, right?
No, he's everything I...
But obviously that was a decade ago. Did it get...
He's everything I...
No, he's everything I...
But obviously that was a decade ago. Did it get better? No. Because in 2018, that's when he started IRL streaming, because I guess you saw how well Ice Poseidon did back then. And of course, you can't really forget the Save Your Kids crypto scandal that also swept up a good chunk of the FaZe Clan members into this media firestorm. And that's essentially just labeled the guy as a forever scammer, but like I mentioned, he was detained at the North Korean border. Ultimately, he was released, and I haven't heard too much of him until today's topic, where Sam went to India to do this Diwali stream, where he nearly blinded an alleged 8-year-old girl from a firework. And even though he's openly presenting himself as genuinely obnoxious and disrespectful, Sam has visited India multiple times prior with seemingly no issues. But while live streaming in New Delhi last week, Sam and his friends started joining in on local Diwali celebrations and quickly threw all critical thinking skills right out the window as soon as they were in possession of some explosives. Oh, they were fireworks, not except you hear one of Sam's friends read a chat message about someone blowing off their hand with a similar firework just minutes before they send a girl to the hospital.
You knew someone that blew their left hand up with fireworks? India? Okay, well, I won't light any.
I mean, it's just weird because one of Sam's streaming buddies, Tfatk, mentioned something about how he could get in trouble for the fireworks or that they are illegal. And he does this more than once. But he is also aware that he's being live streamed, and I guess I find it very hard to believe that he would actually knowingly broadcast that information. Then again, nobody that I'm talking about in this story is necessarily known for being a great mind.
Exactly.
So anything is really possible here.
Police want to come here, they catch me.
This is illegal?
Prison. No, but it's not you.
I just don't get this style of traveling, man. Like, surely traveling, the fun part of it is going to different places and having a blast. You know, doing what the locals do, not like carrying on all the madness that you do at home in a foreign country. I've never understood. Obviously, the fun is in the thrill of it, but it's just such a weird way to go and enjoy yourself. You know, going to cause trouble, going to be a nuisance, terrorizing people, quote unquote, for shits and giggles and like TTS donors. I'm so happy that's not me. You know what I mean? Like, if you have that kind of like thing in you, that's what you're gonna do anyway. But it seems like such a weird way to quote unquote enjoy yourself.
It's him.
But the incident was live streamed on Sam's Pump Fun account and also through a Kick streamer by name LeddyVision. And like I said, it starts off with a group venturing out of an apartment and into the hectic streets where locals were shooting off fireworks and gleefully celebrating Diwali. And I will admit, there's a lot going on. It's loud, there are fireworks exploding almost constantly, and tons of people of all ages running around and playing in streets. But for some reason, almost instantly, Sam points to another group nearby and accuses them of aiming their fireworks at his group, and then jokes about firing back.
No, look, they're getting us here, look.
Look, they're sending one our way. There's one coming this way.
God, I've got him. Oh!
Bro, who is back his head?
It hit him in the back, bro. It bounced off his back. Bro, that's where it hit him, and it bounced off his back and went into the air.
This fire
It's as if they're like going to these countries with the specific intention of exploiting them because they're like, you know, dare I say, third world countries, and they know they can get away with this shit. That's the thing that makes it really sad, you know? They're purposely going over there because they know they can kind of get away with more, because it's a bit more like, you know, rough around the edges and a bit lawless.
firework even almost hits a different guy in the middle of the street, and for some reason it still doesn't register to anyone that everyone involved here is at risk. But if anything, Sam seems unsatisfied at the lack of direct contact and quickly equips himself with a new firework. And the craziest Freudian slip after he announces that he'll be running right into friendly territory, you know, because it's obvious to anyone on Earth that these people are not starting a firework war, nor are they threats, but he just quickly stutters and corrects himself and refers them as enemy territory before
Jesus
lighting
Christ.
a fuse and sprinting towards them, aiming the Roman candle directly at a group of strangers.
Right, light me, someone. CBR, I'm gonna run right into friendly
I'm gonna run with you. All right, let's go.
And that's a massive firework, isn't it? That is a huge, like,
Oh my God!
look at that. That's a huge fucking firework, bro. That's a bomb.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Headshot! Oh my!
Like, that's no joke. That is no joke. And I don't know what their standards are like, right? Their health and safety standards over there, but I'd assume they're a bit, you know, loosey-goosey with some of the fireworks they make over there, you know? Like, could you imagine? That's probably like a legit stick of dynamite. Fucking hell. Which it technically is anyway, but yeah.
Let's go. Oh my God! Oh my God! Headshot! Bro! That's
So he saw the kid. He must have saw the kid get hit in the head then, and took pride, celebrated hitting an 8-year-old girl in the head.
You ran him off the block.
I don't know. They don't look too excited. I'm not going to lie. The other Indian kids around him don't look that excited. They're smiling just to be polite because he's super excited and he's white. You know, they've got a little bit of an inferior complex over there, similar to how we have it in Africa and shit. It's annoying, but still, but they don't look super psyched. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they look super psyched at what he did.
They ran off the block. Yo, someone might have died.
And naturally, the firework that Sam intended to hit someone with did in fact hit someone in the face, which prompts Sam to immediately scream, "Headshot." Okay, bud. Meanwhile, that woman needed to be brought straight to the hospital. And you can
Jesus
sort of tell by
Christ.
Sam's expression immediately that he was worried, but the real concern doesn't set in until a local approaches them and says, "Hey, the girl lost her eye completely."
Our eyes has gone.
No, they haven't.
One eye has gone.
No, it hasn't.
No, how? I think they're pretending, but one eye has gone. Seriously. I'm not joking.
I'm joking. With the boys t-shirt. I'm joking. That's the real prank. One eye is gone. Her life is gone. I'm joking. What a legend. What a legend.
No, I don't
But they were firing at us as well. I just play with them.
just
It was accident. Like I didn't think we actually hit.
Now you would think that Sam would, I don't know, maybe be very concerned, but instead he just switches into like damage control and starts refuting that didn't actually happen. Like they were firing at us as well. People were firing fireworks in all directions here, but him running and aiming it straight at a group of people on purpose, yeah, I mean, there's just no way of excusing that behavior. But when it becomes very clear that there was a very real injury, even when it wasn't her losing an eye, Sam instructs his friends to put the cameras down and take his mic.
Can you go and see what happens? Go and check Tfatk without the stream.
Yeah, without stream.
No stream?
What? We fire with the cannon you gave me.
The one you gave me.
You gave me. Look at it. He's such a sniveling cunt. And that even you can tell from the posture alone that he's a bit suspect. The one that you gave me. Fucking hell, Sandpepper. Have a little bit of a backbone, mate.
Just shoot in this direction. Don't film TVR.
Okay.
And this is about the time where Twitter started echoing the headlines that Sam just blinded a random girl. And pretty much nobody was surprised that he ended up acting like this on a stream. But once it's cleared up, the girl is on her way to the hospital with just a cut on her face and both eyes are still intact.
Okay.
The group does some more justifying and blaming. They can't expect nothing to happen. They were shooting at us. Everyone cheered when it happened.
Right above her eyebrows, she got a...
Okay, so it's not at the end of the world. The eye isn't gone.
No, it's not in her
But
eye, like right above her eyebrow, they slip, but it's still bad.
Yeah, it's still bad, but
It's still not great. She's going to hospital, but they cut like here. Obviously, we're going to pay.
Yo, you put an 8-year-old girl in another country in a hospital. And like, you're thinking, he's acting as if it's a win because she hasn't been blinded. Yeah, she's just got a really big wound on top of her eyebrow. She's gonna have to get stitches and stuff, but she's like, what? She's so psycho. Like, just such a psycho, man. Like, this is some dark shit, man. This is some dark shit.
Yeah, no, pay for the hospital bill. But however, they were shooting on this side, and if they shouldn't have done
at each other, and it was just
it happens. Like if you don't shoot fireworks at each other and then expect nothing can happen.
And yet, none of that excuses aiming a Roman candle at a child and hitting her in the face with it. Like, you have to be such a shitty person to find ways to blame a child for you injuring her. But again, no one's ever accused Sam Pepper of being a good person, so hey, this is just kind of par for the course. But Sam has since gone to Twitter and recounted the entire event like we don't see what just happened, but in quote he says, "I was in India tonight with another big group firing small firecrackers back and forth." Small firecrackers. It seems stupid now I'm writing this, but one of the group on the other side got hit by a cracker I shot. That just sounds so wrong. Got hit with a firecracker I shot and got a cut above their eyebrow. I feel terrible. We sent someone with them to get them checked out and made sure all costs were paid. They got a paper stitch and they're now back home. I love that he didn't go and confirm that she was okay.
Of course.
He sent someone. He must have been too busy fleeing the country. But still, he's shifting the blame on the other group, claiming that they were engaging in a firework war and had been shooting back and forth at one another. Also, Sam admits the girl suffered an injury to her face and had to be taken to the hospital. Allegedly, he paid for the hospital costs and the girl only required a paper stitch, but still, it's hard to know. But I guess paying for the treatment is the bare minimum when you send someone to the hospital.
Exactly.
Cough, cough, David Dobrik. But still, I guess we just have to take Sam's word for it for what exactly happened and if he actually paid for it. It's not confirmed who the girl was or the severity of her injury, but the whole event was enough to get Sam banned on both Pump Fun and Kick. And it's not confirmed how long the ban will be or if Sam will face any real repercussions in regards to the girl he injured. Because the group has since fled to Africa to avoid repercussions from all this, because originally they were going to be in India for roughly a month, but that was obviously cut short.
You know the only reason we came here because we were lying on our beds, we're closing our eyes, falling asleep, and we were like, we have to go right now, otherwise we're gonna fall asleep.
So maybe there is a chance that Sam faces legal repercussions in India, but that would probably only be if he actually returned to India.
So he fled to Africa. Great. So now he's going to subject my motherland to all his troubles. People in Africa are going to be fucking tormented. Oh God Almighty! I don't know, man. These kids are too much for me, man. These kids are too much for me. I don't understand this style of holidaying, this style of vacationing, the joy that they get from it. It's just fucking bizarre. It really is fucking bizarre. And it's probably only going to get worse because now they're being incentivized to do so because there's platforms out there that kind of encourage the type of wacky type of stuff that they do, no holds bar stuff of the stuff that they do, and the fans like it too. To be honest, you can chastise Sam Pepper and all these guys as much as you want, but they're only doing what they're doing because the fans want it, So there is a certain group of people out there, a certain subsect of the social media population that do like to see chaos, that do like to see people fucking lighting shit on fire, burning, throwing shit, chucking shit, holding shit, fighting, whatever. And if there's a streamer out there serving that need, they're going to go to them and they're going to make it known that they enjoy this content, and they're going to keep sending them money to keep doing that content, subs and money. So here we are. Here we fucking are. But big up ATOZY. Big up Blood Clot ATOZY. Big up Blood Clot ATOZY. Let's continue. Actually, fuck the SP. Let's go straight to Tfatk. Tfatk, new Tfatk clips. New Tfatk clips. So where are we going to start? We're going to start here. There we go. Let's start with this one. So there's a couple Tfatk clips I want to play for you from this latest episode. I don't know the number. It doesn't fucking matter. But let's just go for the first one. AI music bums out Chin. AI music bums out Chin. Let's see why Chin's bummed out with AI music, and then we're going to continue from there. But we got more to cover as well. Let me just make sure I put this on the right place. AI music bums out Chin. Let's go.
Can I say something real quick? Because this goes into that. I've always believed, especially when I was younger, that if you have great music, you're going to make it. There's a good chance you'll make it if you're just consistently amazing, right?
Yeah, that's not true.
It's definitely not true. When you get older, you realize that, right? And then suddenly when you get to sign with...
By the way, let's quickly interrupt that. Big up Chin, man. Big up Chin coming to the realization that just because you're quote-unquote talented doesn't mean you're going to make it. I think that's a funny thing for him to say because number one, he works for Brendan Schaub. I think Brendan Schaub is the greatest example ever, if anybody ever needed it, that it's never about talent. It's sometimes really about who you know. And I also love that maybe that's Chin's cope for why he isn't like this well-known artist or musician. Because maybe in Chin's head, he thinks he should be a legit artist, singer, but he isn't. Despite all the work that he puts into it, despite all the money he spent on it, despite his commitment to it, despite the time, sacrifice, late nights, and that's his cope of dealing with the fact that he hasn't made it. Like, sometimes just because you put effort into it doesn't mean you're gonna make it. It's like, brother, I don't think you are gonna make it in music, not because of your lack of connections, but because you're a terrible singer and you make horrible songs. That's simple as that, really. And I would doubt somebody like Chin, who's as poor as a communicator as he is, I would very much doubt that he's got any songwriting abilities. That could help him, right? Imagine if you're not an artist, but you have the ability to still be involved in the industry because you're able to produce or you're able to, write songs, songwrite. I don't think he has it. I don't think somebody that speaks the way that he does has an ability to write good songs for other people. I don't see it. So interesting cope there from Chin.
These big labels, and by the way, this is just allegedly, right? You start with these big labels, you have way more access to so many different types of technology. One thing I remember seeing, and I was so freaking brokenhearted about it, because I met some people, and I went into this house, and I went to a room. I went into the room, and I saw hundreds, if not thousands, of iPhones or your cell phones, and then computers and everything, iPads. And what are they doing? They're streaming these songs. So these big companies pay people to do that, to up the numbers of the streams.
Fake
That's what
Spotify
Tom
numbers.
McDonald was saying.
I was...
Hold on. why is Chin surprised like at people buying streams or bot farms or stream farms and shit? You work for Brendan Shaw, bro. Brendan has always bought views. Brendan's entire persona or career has been kind of made off the back of the fake it till you make it thing. That's kind of part of his success, part of his kind of origin story, part of his fucking lore. Obviously the Rogan thing has definitely helped, but for sure Brendan benefited a lot from just lying about his level of fame or achievement and stuff, or notoriety and stuff, and buying views. Because back in the day it was probably way harder to spot when you was buying views, because Tfatk was popular. At one point it did have a time where, you know, people did enjoy watching it and shit, so it's harder to spot. But nowadays it's way easier to spot because the show is terrible compared to what it used to be. It was never that great, but it's definitely more, you know, it's definitely not improved since then. But yet the views are still somewhat decent. It doesn't make any sense, especially if you catch them when they upload it. When they upload it instantly, you kind of get an idea of what their actual views are, and then over the next couple of hours you get to see Brendan usually go and buy like a 30,000 view pack, a 40,000 view pack, you know what I mean? They always buy views. So I'm really astounded that Chin was surprised that music industry bot farms, stream farms exist. You work for a guy who buys views. Maybe he doesn't, maybe Brendan's smart and doesn't ask Chin to buy the views. Maybe he just buys them himself, right? And just, you know, whatever, uses a link here, here's my video, buy me the add views to this video. But Chin is a wally if he's only realizing now that there are stream farms that inflate people's like, what? And I wonder if this is also a weird cope for him to say, oh, this is why I didn't make it. I did not make it because I'm not good enough. I did not make it because there are people out there cheating and having bots. Like, brother, like, please cheat also.
So fucking, but I literally saw that in person. I was in the room and I'm like, this fucking, it breaks my heart.
So they're all gaming the system.
I mean, at the very tip.
Why would it break your heart? It's so melodramatic and unnecessary. Like, why would it break your heart? You were never going to be an artist or a musician, profession any time soon. These things have been happening since the advent of music streaming, or maybe even torrents. You can go back to it. It's been a thing happening all the time. Some artists are willing to compete with those things by botting their own views while still making great music, while still doing the work necessary to make them pop. While others are like, yeah, cool, if there was botting, I would just not bot. Which is also a smart way to go about doing things. Kind of like the NBA Youngboy version of doing things. Just like, fuck botting. Let me just drop as many songs as possible and albums as possible for my fans that would love me. And then when I go on tour, you'll see those fans that love me for putting out loads of shit show out to the shows. Whereas if you bot all your views, when you put a real event on, it usually is a stern wake-up call as to what your actual real numbers of fans are. Because, you know, how are you out here allegedly getting millions of views of a video on YouTube, but you can't fill out, you know, some 5,000 cap fucking venue? Makes no sense. So yeah, I think he's full of shit.
Pretty top. Imagine some of the biggest artists you've ever known.
Yeah,
but this is what
great music.
This is what Drake was saying about, you know, this is what they're like, Drake and all that stuff. Like Spotify was doing certain stuff with his numbers because he was in dispute with them, so they can control all that.
That's not right.
It's not, but that's life, man.
But it's not life,
shitty.
and I think it has to be fought. And I don't know how you fight it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you're not gonna fight it, and if you,
I love how Bryan does that. Like, has to be fought. He does this little shoulder thing. Brian's like fragile masculinity thing is not a stick, you know. It's definitely a thing. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe because his dad's really big, because he always talks about his dad. I think his dad's name is Big Mike, nickname. So I'm not just sure if if it's him growing up with a dad who's like big in stature, but he definitely has a thing of like wanting to always like subconsciously prove that he's a man. Yeah, something has to be done. Something has to be like done. So, bro, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You just about are hanging on to your career. What are you gonna do? Come on, bro.
I find it, good luck, especially unless it'd have to be like a guy like Rogan. Even with the Spotify numbers, like even on Apple, like when we were #1 for how long? It's like yes and no. We were
number one. When were you number one?
#1, but it was also time of release and new fans subscribing. But you're not getting more views than say fucking, you know, some of these other huge names, but we were listed above them because the algorithm. So it appeared that way.
So I did a Ronda Rousey video, like a stitch, and it got something like 1 million views, and I went from 1 million followers to 1.1 million followers. The question is, how many? What does that mean? What does that actually mean? What does it mean? Were they watching all of it? Were they watching some of it?
What do you mean? It means they saw it and it made people outside of your followers.
Follow me.
And they're like, oh, I like it. And you got new followers.
Bryan's in a weird place, isn't it? Bryan's definitely in a weird place. I think that special broke him, bro. He's been moaning and bitching and complaining and sniping at fucking numbers and metrics and this and that for a while. I feel like that special he dropped really broke him. I think it did something to him, which is sad too, because it's like, why did it take your special coming out for you to realize how fucked things are or how fucked your career is? You know, it's like he only realized now because he dropped his special on YouTube that stand-up comedy specials maybe aren't as special as they used to be, or maybe people's attention, whatever that conversation is, which I don't even agree with, because I think most of these guys just make shit specials. If your special is good, we're gonna sit and watch it, whether it's 30 minutes or 7 hours, we're gonna watch it. So it's funny that he only started to take part in that interview or take part in that conversation or take those topics seriously because it negatively affected him, and now he's almost like rattled by everything going on in the industry. The truth of the matter is, what they're talking about is, you know, maybe Chin's concerns are valid. Maybe there is some level of being bummed out because the music industry that you are in love with, that you kind of wanted to be a part of, that you wanted to contribute to, that you wanted to open doors for other people in as well, meet your heroes, all this stuff. It is kind of sad to hear or know that behind the scenes, the business of it, the mechanism of it is run by some dorks that have got some, you know, software and whatever that allows people to have, you know, successful careers, quote unquote, that allows some artists to appear more successful than what they actually are, and it's all a big game. So it's a bit sad, because it's sad for the smaller independent artists, because what it means is that in order to compete you have to partake. That's a sad thing. Like, you could not partake if you want to, but if you want to partake in the highest levels, you kind of have to partake in that, you know, thing, because, you know, the likes of fucking Taylor Swift and stuff are buying views, or buying plays, even though they're huge stars. They are buying streams. So if they're buying streams, you have to buy streams, and you have to hope though that your talent would outshine that person like that and then continue on to it. So it's a hard situation, a hard place to be in, but that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast. The world has moved on, things have changed, and in order to compete you have to play these games. Either you put out better product on a more consistent basis, or you get in the mud and you play the same games everyone else is playing and you hope your career pops off. It just is what it is. It just is what it fucking is. Pick up the stream chat. What are you guys saying here? Chin is developmentally challenged. I mean that in the most respectful way. He has the emotional intelligence of a teenager. Yeah, even less than that. I think he's most intelligent of a child. I'm gonna go further. I think he's doing a teenager a discredit by saying that Chin is emotionally intelligent as them. I don't think he's even got anything on teenagers. I don't even think he's developmentally challenged. I just think he's a little bit like just willingly unaware, you know, willfully unaware kind of thing. Big up, run it up. Ironically, this is the only reason Chin still has a job. The bots bring the ball. It's true point. True fucking point. Yeah, exactly. Watch if there ever comes a point where there's an AI or something that could just do Chin's job automatically without having him there. Oof. Big up David Camp. By the time I'm Callen's age, he might be dead already. It's hilarious. Realized Gringo Pappy did laps on him. Yeah. I don't know. I think that special broke him though. For sure, I think that's comedy special broke him. He's not been the same person ever since it dropped, and he hadn't got, because I think he really thought he was going to get like millions of views, which is also again very, very delusional. But I honestly think he thought he was going to get millions of views, which is why he grew it the way he could do it. And now, you know, not so much. Let's continue. Got some other Tfatk clips. Let's do. Bear me a second here. We got everybody in the stream chat. If you're watching this live and you're enjoying the show, can you like the stream for me? That'd be greatly appreciated. If you're enjoying the show, like the stream for me. If you're enjoying the show, like the stream for me. Another clip here. Brendan and Brian ponder how the younger generation will deal with social media in the future. Let's hear these two guys debate about how young people will interact with social media in the future.
Yeah, you still have to do work, but I think the younger generation, like once the actual evidence comes out, the younger audience will be like, holy shit, it's like cigarettes.
It'll be like
it's gonna be like cigarettes.
And
They're gonna be like, holy fuck, can you imagine? People used to just sit on this all day.
Right. So also, like, if you look at young men, right, their phone, really, like, you have so many.
Big up Big Booth in the chat. Big up Big Booth.
Young men, because of online dating.
Big up PP Yummy. I see you.
There are a lot of men left out of that pool. And what they really have is gambling. They have porn. They have video games.
Yeah, at their fingertips.
Okay. And then they have doom scrolling. And all of that shit leads to exactly, well, less than nothing.
No,
less than nothing.
You end up alone.
And then, let's add SSRIs to that.
But then you end up alone, but then it becomes self-hatred, and then you find a group from all over the world that feels the same, and now you have a crew.
They're calling that's Reddit. Little sneak this at the Reddit there. Little sneak this at the Reddit. Little sneak this at the homeless cats. Little sneak there at the YouTubers, at the content creators. Little sneak this there. This is how haters and homeless cats are born. According to Brendan, this is how haters and homeless cats are born.
And then it becomes self-hatred,
and let's add SSRIs to that.
But then you end up alone, but then it becomes self-hatred, and then you find a group from all over the world that feels the same, and now you have a crew.
There you go.
And then
of just you know, and young men, if they don't have anywhere to go, they'll spiral into a hate ball.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's kind of a war on all our youth, and war on. I was thinking about.
They're smart though. The youth is smart.
100%.
They're smart because they go, hold on.
I totally
agree.
A
lot of them go, hold on. This is.
I don't think that. I agree. I think that young people are way smarter than we give them credit for. I know they are because I have a 14-year-old, I have a 17-year-old, and they're very aware of this.
Christ.
And they're like, I'm not, like
old as fuck, isn't it?
This is bad for you. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't get caught on their phones.
No, yeah,
right?
It's gonna take it's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a hot second.
Yeah. Would you outlaw porn? Would you outlaw online gambling? Would you outlaw?
Nope.
No.
No.
Right. I wouldn't either.
Like, cause some people have problems.
Right.
You know, because you start outlawing that stuff, and then it's like, where do you stop?
It's funny he says that, because I feel like he only saying that because of the sponsors of the pod. Because if he's on this like right-wing grift shit, right? If he's on this like right-wing grift shit, if he's on this quasi-spiritual religious awakening thing with the Christian arc that Brian's on and Rogan's on, then a big part of it is being like anti-porn, right? A big part of it is being anti, any of that sort of stuff in general. But if that's the case, he's gonna have to tell his wife to cover up, But he doesn't want to do that because he enjoys that sort of shit. So maybe it's partly selfish, it's partly, whatever. But I found that bit kind of interesting, He didn't really want to, totally disavow those things that are probably more harmful to fucking young men than anything, right? You'd imagine what fucking thing you mentioned in terms of drugs and the porn and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Those are things that are probably more destructive to most men out there than anything else out there. But according to these guys, the future is bright but not bright. I'm just curious to see how it ends up with them and their kids, because these are the type of guys who feel like they can just throw money at things. But I feel like with kids, it's never usually like that. Navigating the future never really is like that. It's a lot more complicated and nuanced and stuff than what it appears to be. But yeah, these guys seem like they throw the fucking wallet at the problem type of dad. So it'd be interesting to see how their kids do end up maturing, or maybe not in their adult age. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Next clip. Chin, where would you live if money wasn't an option? Yeah, this is a funny question because I'm pretty sure Chin doesn't really get a chance to elaborate, and Brenda makes it all about him. I'm pretty sure in this particular question, if I'm not mistaken. So, Chin, where would you live if money wasn't an option? Let's hear what Chin's reason is here, or option.
Yeah, it's just is what it is.
You can get on, if you
where
like
would
to
you live,
drink on the
Chin?
boat.
Money's not an issue. Where would you live?
It's funny you say that, though. I've never really thought about that.
AKA, if I paid you more, Chin, if I paid you more, if I paid you according to the amount of work that you do for us, the amount of time that you spent with us, your loyalty and everything else in between, if I paid you your actual proper salary, where would you live, Chin? If I didn't require for you to live where the studio is and to be here physically, where would you live, Chin?
But when we were in Nashville, I think for one of your shows, we went to Nashville, and me and my ex at the time, or ex now, but my girl at the time, we were just.
Do you think he's a little bit tapped in it? Me and my ex, my girl then, my ex now. It's like, we know what you mean, bro. You don't have to. Are you confusing yourself? Me and my ex, well, she was my girl then. It's like, do you think he's all right? Do you think he's all right, this guy?
Your shows, went to Nashville, and me and my ex at the time, or ex now, but at the time, and me and my ex at the time, or ex now, but my girl at the time, we were just driving around looking at all the different houses. We're like, this would be a freaking dope ass place to live.
Yeah.
So Nashville.
Here's the thing, because you drive around, dope place to live. Here's the thing. What you realize is any state you go to,
Tell him.
I love how they don't really dig into it. They don't ask him any follow-up questions. Hey, where would you actually live if money wasn't an option? Why there? They don't do anything. It just turns into Brendan fucking grandstanding. Brendan fucking making it all about himself. No follow-up questions, no intrigue, no nothing. These guys don't really know how to talk to each other, do they? All three. They don't know how to talk to each other. It's just like, or especially these two. It's just I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to wait until you stop talking so I can say what I want to say again. They're not really listening to each other, because that's a weird thing. Wait, let's continue.
There's gonna be a part that you would be happy to live in if money's not an issue. It's every state has that area. So when you think of Nashville, when you think of South Carolina, when you think of Charlotte, parts of Florida, Montana, there's areas in there that are built for people with a lot of money, and they all kind of look the same, and it's the best place you've ever been. And they're built for the elite, and they're built for those pro athletes. Even in Salt Lake City, those are those
I'll find
areas.
you that place in Salt
Denver.
Lake. I'll find that place in Albuquerque. I'll find
I'll find that
in San Antonio,
in New Orleans.
Yes.
So in New Orleans, right? If you're in the French district, you don't want to raise kids there. It's fucking dicey. But you go 3 miles. It's called the Garden area. You go 3 miles, and you Sandra Bullock's house, Matthew McConaughey, the Who's Who. That's where the New Orleans Saints live, and you're like, oh my God, I could live here. Oh, could ya? Yeah. Oh, could ya?
So who's he arguing at, and what's the point that he's trying to make here? You're not allowed to get excited, or you're not allowed to dream about places that you may want to live if money was an option, because all areas in the states, all states in America that have nice places that you'd love to live in. Is that what? I don't get the point of this rant. Like, who's he arguing with? Who's he having this obnoxious little passive aggressive little tiff with in his head? And why is he trying to make Chin not excited about the possibility of one day living in Nashville? Oh yeah, well, of course you have to live there because it's nice. And it's like, what? Isn't that what you asked me? Isn't that the question that you asked me? Such a bizarre guy.
Yeah, there are
now there's pockets. Like LA has multiple areas like that. That's why LA is great. And you go,
yeah, big up, Coiler. Brendan likes when people have problems so you can point them out. 100%, 1,000,000%. I can't wait for Rogan to start quoting the Bible. That's gonna be great. Oh, that's gonna be great. We know that's gonna happen soon. That's probably why he liked. May wonder maybe him and Jordan Peterson will do something. Jordan Peterson gets good again. Big up B Mullery, big up Zinger, popping him out of World Series, big up. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know. I've seen a lot of people say this online. I didn't know just how popular baseball was in America. Please forgive my ignorance and my naivete, but I didn't know you guys actually watch baseball, innit? You guys watch it. I don't know why I assumed it wasn't that big. I don't know. Please forgive me. Again, please forgive me. I always assumed it was like football and basketball were the main ones, but I guess you guys watch everything, innit? Basically. But yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it.
Go to Pasadena, you go to Burbank,
Everywhere.
you go to
It's a real city.
There's so many areas you could live in, but every state has that.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Now,
But do you not like
speaking
Nashville?
of,
I like Nashville. I'm just my thing is unless
Yeah, what is your
weather is
thing?
an issue, like if Nashville gets a little cold. So like Utah,
Yeah, please explain your point. What's your point of chastising Chin for choosing Nashville as a place you'd like to live in if money was an option? I'm still confused about what he's ranting at or ranting about.
Denver, the snow, fuck off. Montana, fuck off. The Salt Lake, the snow, I can't do.
Yeah.
So if, take away snow, but I'm just saying, let's say the weather was the same everywhere. If you live in one of those areas, it's awesome everywhere.
yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
New Jersey, dope.
yeah.
I went to Rhode Island. I'm like, this is the best.
Also, the point he's trying to make is that there is no such thing as the best place you'd like to live in the States, because everywhere after a certain amount of money you've made is going to be great. Is that what he's trying to say? I think that's what he's trying to say. I think so, but he's not saying it, obviously. But I think he's trying to say, yeah, like, everywhere's going to be great if you've got money. So, okay, I guess.
Best neighborhood I've ever seen in my life. It's Rhode Island.
Yeah. Providence.
You go to certain, dude, Star Island. You go to certain parts of South Carolina, like, oh my God, I could live here.
Oh yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
The United States. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Money buys you real comfort and a nice view.
And certain places are cheaper though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get yourself a crazy house for $800,000 in Mississippi.
And it's fantastic.
It's a whole different level.
Yeah. It's just
okay. I don't really understand the rant. I don't really get the point of him shouting and being really agitated. Big up the stream chat. Yes, sir. World Series game just ended. Going to Game 7. Love to hear that. Big up B Mullery. That's true. Football above all else in terms of popularity. Basketball and basketball, I guess, and baseball are probably close second and third. Okay, cool. Okay, I see. Distant second and third. I see what you mean. So football's number one, but baseball and basketball are very popular too. Okay, I get it. I fucking get it. I don't get what they're talking about though. I don't get what Brenda's talking about specifically. I think he came in that day with people on his mind, that he was kind of talking to without actually mentioning them on the pod and shit, which is what it is. Let's do another one. Let's do one that says Papa's been thinking. Papa has been thinking. Let's hear what he's been thinking about. Maybe it's a sound of two peas rubbing themselves together. Who knows?
Like, I listen to all these podcasts. I don't really listen to music. I just listen to podcasts. And it was how that.
I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts. We can tell. Don't worry. Most people can tell. I don't listen to music. You don't listen to music at all. Like, what is wrong with people, man? And anyway, I always get astounded when you meet people like that who just don't listen to anything. You just stand there and just take in all the noise from the street. Like, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that. I can't do it.
The world and anarchy and all this stuff. And I was thinking, maybe it's because I live out in Austin now, and I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I was thinking, if you didn't have TV, if you weren't watching, let's say you were like, dude, I'm going off the grid. You have no TV, no cell phone, and you were just living life, just like dropping the kids off at school, doing your thing, going to stand up, doing your thing. Mm-hmm. Would your anxiety with the political climate, with everything, how much has it actually affected? If you weren't paying attention to the left, the far right, how much would you actually be like, oh my God, things are so bad? How much would you?
There's that Chinese saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like I was thinking about, I'm like.
It's a weird hypothetical question because you don't know. You don't really know, to be honest. Don't know what you're trying to ask, but you wouldn't know, would you?
Well, hold on. In my daily routine, my daily life, like no one's forcing transgender shit pronouns on me. No one's the inflation that affects me a little, like for sure affects me. But overall, I'm like, you would be like, there's chaos going on right now?
So there's a.
Tell that to your friend Joe Rogan then. Tell that to your friend Joe fucking Rogan, who thinks there's hordes of transgendered people on the other side of the hill just waiting to take his head off, Please inform that to to everybody else with a disability or somebody out there. Please confirm it to them because it seems like he doesn't really catch on. He doesn't really catch on. Let's continue.
The saying in Chinese, the heaven is high and the emperor is far away, meaning that shit's way over there. and heavens high, like just you focus on your garden. That's all you can do. Now, here's the only catch.
Just focus on the grapes at home, allegedly. Focus on the grapes at home, allegedly. Don't get other ones. Focus on the ones you already have here. They're already picked, you know? They're already synced. Part of fucking Brian's chat method, isn't it? I'm the ghost, I'm mystery. Look into my eyes.
That as we know. If you're not interested in politics, it's interested in you.
No, I know.
And
no,
so that's the only catch.
No, I know. But no, I know, and you know we're interested in it. I'm just saying.
No, I mean I hear you.
If you didn't
6'7", another 6'7" reference right there. Bring on my 6'7" kids.
If you're not interested in politics, it's interested in you.
No, I know.
And
no,
so that's the only catch.
No, I know. But no, I know, and you know we're interested in it. I'm just saying.
No, I mean I hear you.
If you were off the grid in everyday life, someone came up to you and were like, "Man, it's crazy, right?" You'd be like, "It's actually pretty dope." Wait, what's going on?
Right.
If
What changed us, what fucked us up, what changed everything for us,
COVID,
was when they said
some.
you have to wear a mask and your kids have to wear a mask. What'll change things is when Canada, you have a car and you're going 2 miles an hour over the speed limit and your car starts to go beep, 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 and then it's reported. It's reported to the authorities.
Yeah, but
and you know why? Because you're lending yourself to global warming, which is
if you didn't have social media, you'd have no clue about that.
Yeah.
If there was no sensationalization of all that stuff, you'd be like, no one's fucking with my car.
That's right. I think that the only thing that social media does maybe is gets us aware of government overreach as people in the government.
But almost too much.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you'll read a headline and I'm like, oh my God.
I can't do it.
We're so screwed.
Yeah, I can't do it because it interferes with my creativity.
But then when you step back from it, you're like, are we screwed?
Yeah.
Who are they talking about? Is this a Joe Rogan awakening? Are they both having in real time an awakening that maybe Joe Rogan's full of shit? Such a weird thing to kind of stand around and be, filming still. But I guess, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I wonder if this is a Joe Rogan questioning, a Joe Rogan awakening, because they sound like Rogan critics, in terms of the things that he doesn't question or push back on, the this, the that, the that, the the. But yeah, big up them, I guess. Big up them, I guess. Okay, big up the stream chat. Big up everybody tuning in. Those of you who are here, make sure you smash the like button before you do anything else. There's only 20 likes, and there's more than 20 of you here. So make sure, if you hear the sound of my voice, that you give me a little like. If you that may be appreciated, okay? Give the both of us, but me specifically. You get me? My knees are still. But yeah, let's continue. Let's do this one. Papa and Rinks trading stories of when they got it wrong with their kids. So Papa and Rinks share some war stories about raising their children. Just notice some things. Notice some things. Please, I beg of you to notice some things.
And I'm asking about certain leagues like in the area. And there's one league I've heard some things about. I go, oh, your kid was in that league? Oh, yeah. And she goes, yeah, but that they're 5, they don't keep score, and they're a little loosey goosey on the rules. And I go, that's insane. That's so stupid. What a woke and I kind of go off.
That's what I would do.
I
get heated.
I kind of go off, and she goes,
that's what I would do. I get heated. No, you wouldn't, Brian. Shut up.
Whoa, hold on. My other son played in that same league, and he's a professional athlete now. And also, they're 4 and 5, and we don't want to turn them off from the game.
And you and I are not experts.
Isn't that exactly what we said during the stream that one time? When we were watching the video clips of Brendan having a tough moment. Somebody, I think, saved it. Brendan's having a tough moment with little fucking Tiger, Not able to sleep, keep waking up and shit. So, what an absolute mazza. What an absolute freaking mazza. But yeah, I find this story absolutely fucking crazy, to be fair, especially admitting it with a smile on your face.
On raising 4 and 5-year-olds, they are like in a way.
Yeah, yes and no, but she was just like, what are you talking about? And she was like, there's no woke movement.
So embarrassing.
She was like, there's no woke movement. They're 4 and 5. We want the kids to have fun and not be restricted by the rule and not just pay attention to this. I was like,
That's one thing I've always wondered about Brendan. How is he able to like be so selective with the thing that he's influenced by or listens to? So this stuff he sees doesn't think it applies to him personally. Just keeps it moving. Next person comes. It's just an interesting observation to see. It's like, huh, very good at just like, you know, hey, you do y'all do mine type of thing. I guess that's maybe the only way to go about doing this. But yeah, look at Brian's face. Look at him.
Oh no, that makes
dude.
I apologize. My bad.
My 17-year-old daughter. I start going off. My daughter goes, Dad, like, I'm not saying that. I'm aware of that side of the argument, but it's not all that. And no, not all of us feel that way. All I'm saying is, as a woman, and she was making a context, and I was like, oh man, I get heated up. I thought you were attacking.
Even when Tiger, like when he went to Disney school, I'm like, come here, buddy. I'm like, if there's any, like, they'll refer to them as unicorn rooms, rainbow rooms, okay? If there's some safe place where some of your buddies are going and telling that they feel like a woman, you let your dad know right now. And then also, if they're calling you the white devil because of your race, even though you're half Mexican, but you look white, half Mexican. If they're calling you the white devil and they're just pushing this weird thing on you, you let me know. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like,
his kid didn't say that to him anyway, by the way. But I just find this whole thing weird. It's clearly a made up story, but I just find the whole thing very, very, very interesting. To think that Brenda will be the one of the people to get an rare insight into one of the fucking roadsters is fucking hilarious. To be fair, it's fucking hilarious.
There's
no war. There's no war to be had.
And I go, and you let me know at recess if they're trying to suppress your alpha energy as a young boy. You let me. Are they not letting you wrestle? Are there no kickballs and footballs?
Didn't he just say earlier on that this woman called him out because the school, that class that she went to, actually turned him out to be pro? So what are they doing now? I don't understand. You know, it's like maybe the gay version, I guess, but I find that fucking hilarious. Some good deep cuts in these outfits. I'm not going to lie.
He's like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you guys have like kickballs and footballs? He goes, yeah. And I go, great. There's no like safe rooms for like gay kids to go into. And so he's funny. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, your dad's crazy. I am so sorry. I am so far off.
That's so funny.
And I'm asking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Absolutely insane thing to admit about not understanding. Because I think the clip before, if I'm not mistaken, was talking about, you know, belts and shit and which belt, who's got what belt and stuff. And essentially, yeah. Essentially, here we are. Here we bloody are. Let's get it going. Big up everybody in the stream chat tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Let's go for another one. Let's this one. Brian is depressed about his stand-up comedy special again. Another instance where Brian is making it very clear that he's not happy with the performance of his special on YouTube. He expected more views, more results, more this, more that, innit? And actually what's happened is that there's less, you know? Unfortunately, there's less. But yeah, let's big up Brendan on this one.
Certain leagues like in the area, and there's one league I've heard some things about. I go, oh, your kid was in that league. Oh, yeah, and
oh no, wrong one. Apologies. Wrong one.
It's all good. No harm. Turn the page. Nobody got hurt. Turn the page. Nobody got hurt. Turn the page.
I'll just promote my special on my socials.
We got it, man. It's all good, baby.
Good reviews.
But he didn't promote any special. That's the thing. Jesus Christ. He's so pissed off and angsty and depressed about this special, isn't it? Yeah, big up the stream chatters. This guy thinks he's Matthew McConaughey with his fake Texas accent. Lols. He says this is yet so much of the comedies. Dirty talk. Big up, run it up. Big up, I know who you are. What up, AZ? Got laid off from my Joe Sutter Council membership. Starts a new on Monday, so we're back on member status. Love your stuff. But yeah, no worries, brother. No problem. You don't have to explain it to me, for a friend. Sorry to hear you lost your job, but I'm glad to hear you got another one back again. Lost it, got another one quickly. Love to hear that. But yeah, you don't have to explain yourself, brother. You don't have to explain yourself. No problemo.
I don't read the comments. I hear though.
Yes, people on Patreon
I don't read the comments. You probably should read the comments. You probably should post more. Most likely he's not even promoting. Let's see, has Bryan Callen promoted his special on his main feed? When's he last pushed it on his feed? He should be pushing it every day, really, to be honest. Of course. Last time he posted was when? His actual special that's on YouTube. Last time he posted on his Instagram was 1 week ago. Not serious, man. How badly do you want it? You don't want it that badly enough. You don't want to be out there again. You don't want to be making money. You don't want to be out here. Like, what is he talking about? The last time he posted his special on his Instagram page was 1 week ago. And he's depressed and being all sad and whatever and long-faced about his special. Bruh, what work has he done? One bit of promotion on his feed should be made up entirely of clips from that special. There's not enough clips from it. There's not enough. Bumbarata. These guys are so lazy, innit? They're fucking super work shy. Not allergic to hustling. If Rogan doesn't give them a fucking battery in their back, they're allergic to fucking working. They don't want to do it. It's so odd.
Also saying the same thing. They loved it.
Yeah, specials are tough these days.
No, they're not.
Oh, it's just a set.
Even if you release on Netflix, it's like it's hot for maybe a day.
It's always been like that though. Maybe back in the day it was hot for like a day, you know, 2 days. But it's always been like that. It's not like these things are like existing in a silo. You have to compete with other shows on other platforms, things happening around the world. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is the way it's always been. It's always been like this. The Rogan thing should be partly of the journey, but it shouldn't be the whole thing. It shouldn't just be, oh, because I got on Rogan, now I'm just going to sit back and enjoy. Like, which I think most of them probably did back in the day, to be fair, because they were all new on the circuit and we were all discovering them at the same time. But these motherfuckers, bro, like, what did they think was going to happen?
Tim Dillon dropped his, but then some other big show came out. He's like, oh, I got kicked out of the top 5 in like less than 12 hours.
Wow.
He's like, you're there, and
that's
then boom.
Tim. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's massive.
What do you mean that's Tim? That's everybody. It's not just you. Bryan is really rattled by this YouTube special. That's Tim. He's saying that in a way to say that, oh, if that can happen to Tim, it happened to everybody. No, that's not the point. You're missing the point entirely. The point isn't just because you're on Netflix, you've arrived. The point is really nowadays, which is really probably, that's why probably I think we're in the worst time, innit? We're in probably the easiest time to make content and the worst time to make content because it's the easiest time to make it. And now in order to stay somewhat quote unquote relevant and to get up there, you just have to do everything. You have to do everything and hope one thing sticks and then you go from there. But there is no like, doing one thing, doubling down on that one thing, hoping it works out. You gotta just keep putting shit out there, keep putting it out there, keep pushing, and hope that eventually somebody kind of gravitates to it. So, yeah, I don't know. I just find it fascinating. He posted about his special on his profile 1 week ago. Is the last time he posted about it. 1 week. Awful.
Jesus.
Yeah. Just
isn't that crazy?
lay of the land.
Lay of the land.
Yeah, you can't bank on. You can't bank on specials. Like a special. I mean, there's some outliers with like Shane Gillis and stuff when he releases on YouTube, but there's some outliers. But in general, like you used to release a special in order to get more fans, more eyeballs, sell more tickets on the road.
Yeah,
it's just not that case. It's just not the deal anymore.
No.
Now it's like some young kid doing some shit on TikTok is going to sell more tickets than a special.
That's right.
Yeah.
If that kid is funny, again, they're missing the point. The kid's not selling tickets because they're on TikTok. The kid is selling tickets because they're funny. I don't know why they don't talk about that point. Like, are your peers, are the comedians of nowadays funnier or as funny as the comedians of yesteryear? Or have all these comedians with their podcasts inadvertently exposed just how unfunny they are, especially with the change in doing specials on YouTube and shit, because those are platforms you have to kind of, they're behind a paywall. So maybe if you did a special back in the day that was shit, number one, there wasn't the media to cover it, and also, it was back in the day when there was no phones. So you could just say it didn't happen and just keep it moving. But nowadays, if you go to a show and you're not dancing or saying the things that the girls want you to hear to see, you're going to be in big big trouble. But I just love how there's very rarely a conversation about, are you funny though? You know, less about all the other stuff, but like, are you actually legitimately funny? Because I don't know, I find it all fucking odd. Let's continue.
Like him doing a skit that goes viral is going to sell tenfold more tickets than you really should know. Good special.
I was just talking about that.
Surely stand-up specials should always be just a way for you as a comedian to do your hour, isn't it? The thing that you've been practicing for ages, the bits in that hour, to do it all in a neatly tied up package that you can then sell, make money from, spread the word. That's what it should be about, really, as a comedian. But these guys, they're never in it for, they're always in it for the money, you know? The fame, the clout. Even though Brendan said to everybody he wanted to be, what was it in Adonis? I want to compete in the show. Like, come on, bro. He doesn't have the discipline or the willpower to do that shit. Impossible. Fucking possible. But again, you know, what do I need? What do I need? Let's continue.
It's just what it's just.
Nobody's
that's what it is.
Sitting for an hour.
No,
20 minutes.
no. You got to have one clip that goes viral. That's dope. That one clip that you spend whatever it is, 20 minutes editing and posting is going to do more than you doing a year long of road work and posting it for an hour.
Well,
that's not true though. Because the year-long road work is what's going to get you the 1 minute clips to then post to promote your 1 hour road work shit. Like, people hate it, right? I hate it particularly. I hate the Vlad way of publishing content. I'm not a fan of Vlad's way of like interviewing people in hip-hop or in black culture adjacent and then interviewing them and breaking up the interviews into like 10-minute chunks across like, you know, however many months or weeks and shit. I don't like it. But the facts are in the numbers, you know, thinking their numbers when it's just the clips and stuff are exponentially higher when it's just a regular stream thing. It's not even close, you know, it's not even fucking close. So, yeah, I don't know. I find these guys and their lack of willingness to accept that things have changed and maybe a lack of willingness to accept the role that they played in the change. It's just mind-boggling to me. Not gonna lie, absolutely mind-boggling. But again, you know, what do I know? Absolutely what? Nada. Let's go.
Oh, that's exactly right.
One clip.
David Blaine said this a while back, probably maybe
Boomer.
5 years ago, maybe, I don't know. And he said, I was talking to these YouTubers and when I levitated as a magician, that trended for 10 years. Like, I'm the guy who levitates.
Before social media and all that.
Before social media.
Yeah.
So when I had a special on ABC, which was, can you look up when that was? Mm-hmm. That literally made him world famous for 10 years, which comes with crazy money. Mm-hmm. It comes with private shows for, you know, sheiks. It comes for...
I don't know, brother. I get what he's trying to say, Brian. But also, can't someone tell him that he had a good run? Let's just say it's unfair, he's special, not getting views, all this. Let's just believe his narrative. But can't someone just also just say, like, brother, you had a really good run, bro. This shit's never meant to last forever. You're meant to be fortunate sometime in the future you get cast for something else, but it's never meant to be that way. I don't know, I just find it odd. I just find it very, 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 very odd. I swear I do. All these complaints and moanings, like, brother, you were on top of the world for a very, very long time, uninterrupted, without anybody coming in and encroaching in your space, and then now things have changed slightly and this guy's flailing all over the place.
For all that.
97.
So that's 1997. And that was going strong until about 2015.
Here's what's interesting. So if David Blaine announced now, let's say he's never levitated before. If he announced now on ABC I'm levitating, you might get 300,000 people tune in.
Oh, dude.
Like, it's just not.
He just said, so he goes.
It's just not the
He
media.
said, so I did that, and that trended for 13 years. You know, everybody was still talking about it. He said, there was a girl who said, I was going to do another magic, and she was a YouTuber, and she said, man, that could trend for, I bet you that would trend for like 5 days. And he started laughing. He goes, 5 days? She goes, I mean, not that long.
That's serious.
Not that long.
Yeah.
That's serious. And now it'll trend for A day, if you're really good.
A day if it goes super viral.
Think about that.
A day if it goes super viral. It has to be something that's out of the norm.
So what are we doing here? What's happening? You know, you have people like Halsey saying, I can't do an album now. I can't do an album because...
I love how Brian's only having this awakening of how fucked the industry is, how hard things are, because of how hard it's been for him to get views on his comedy special. But the really sad thing about this whole thing is that Brian's insecurity, Brian's shame, embarrassment, whatever he feels for the low numbers, they've been exasperated by Brendan, who himself lied about his fucking beard and shit. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine getting some guy, you know, get on your nerves, but he's actually the homie whose feet they use, you know? I don't know. I just find it all insane. I just find it all so fucking insane. I swear to freaking God. Yeah, so we did make it. They did actually make you the right thing, so it makes some sense. But let's continue, then we can continue.
No, people don't listen to albums.
Yeah, and also my last album.
That's a lie. People do listen to albums as long as they're great. Albums come out every single week, bro. What are you talking about if you don't listen to albums? Another lie.
Album that did like really well, 300,000 or something, or I don't know what it was, but she was like, nobody, like it's not enough. It's like,
yeah,
nah.
but the record industry's changing too, where they're not going to pay you to do 15 songs.
No,
like you need one single. Trends, kids use it for TikTok,
so that because we have all started consuming.
But on that same,
again, he doesn't know what he's talking about. If anything, it's the opposite. If anything, they want all the singles and not the album. Because they can spam them all over the place. That's what they all want, basically. 17 different versions of what you have. Chewed, not chewed. That's just long. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, let's move on. Let's do Brian is dying. Oh, by the way, just as a last point on this, right? Just a last point on this video. Isn't it kind of interesting just how much of a shitty friend Brendan is? Brendan knows Brian's going through like a hard time. Maybe it's the old man in him. He's having that moment where he's realizing the world has changed. And instead of Brian Brendan, alleviating some of that pressure and maybe reminding thing, hey, by the way, they'll let you know my antlers also affect, whatever. It's just something. I don't know, whatever, something. But instead, here we are, you know. Instead, here we fucking are. But he's been in a strange mood lately. Anyway, let's go play.
But on the same side, there's old bands that were, they had their niche audience, or they were big back in the day, like when I was a teenager, and then somehow they become viral on TikTok, like in background music or on a viral video, and then they can tour again. It's all good.
Again, did they all just read Enemy today or something? Did they all recently read the Face magazine or something, or Pitch? Like, what is all this awareness of like the industry and where things are changing? I don't understand. It's obviously a cope to make Brian feel better about his special, which I still think was a shitty thing to do, Brenda, because he's the one that allegedly bought the views for the truck and shit. And they're blaming all on Mark. Is hilarious, by the way. Imagine if it was Mark though. Imagine if Mark was the one that got the dog the shot collar in the first place, which obviously he says he does because he's got one for his own dog. Imagine if he did it for like a dog that wasn't, whatever, scared of water. That'd be fucking hilarious as well. But yeah, I think that's a shitty way to be a friend with somebody. Let him know that you also bought views, and then you can both kind of commiserate together, But again, what do we know? Absolutely nada. Cool. Let's continue. Let's do another one here. Let's do another one before we move on to Santino, I think. Let's do another one here. Brian is dying. This is a funny clip, by the way, because it seems like he's, having a bit of a medical issue, which Brendan doesn't seem to care about. He just keeps talking. But look at this video. Brian is dying. Brian is dying.
We didn't have anybody.
Oh, so they had to put him in.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to play.
So that might be his last.
That's his last you'll ever see.
Really?
But we got to win tonight. That's the last night was a wash. I don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't worry me. Tonight we have to.
So how many people how many relief pitchers do you have?
Jesus Christ, bro. That frog.
You start with one main guy.
Oh, you're talking about in the bullpen?
Opener,
so
opener.
You have your starters. You have your bullpen. So I think most teams carry between 14 and 15. Look that up, Chin.
That's a lot.
Look at his
But
face.
think how many, you have to use how many, you know? And especially the Dodgers have issues when the starter goes under 5.
Just clear your throat, bro. Just take your time and clear your throat. Why is he doing all this shit? What's all this drama? Such a bizarre. Just walk away and clear your throat, please, if you don't mind. Oh, the fucking bizarre drama. Such a weird lad.
Innings, we're fucked because we got to go to the bullpen. Now that they have, so typically Major League Baseball has 8 relief pitchers with a roster usually consists of 5 starters and 8 relievers. Depending on the team's need.
Crazy. So our starters are usually the best pitchers? That's you start with the best guys, the most consistent?
Yeah.
Then you have guys that can pitch like just 1 inning.
Yep. Wow. So like Ohtani went, what do you go? 6.
Still dying.
That's why Yamamoto pitching a complete game is fucking insane. But like,
He's a monster.
like it's a monster.
You know what he does after that? He cleans up
that night he did.
No, he does it all the time.
Yeah, it was. We didn't have anybody.
Oh,
so
they
honestly, Brian, bro, clear your throat. Maybe stop with the milk drinking and the cigar smoking. You know, I don't know. Just clear your throat. It's not that difficult. You look like he was in excruciating pain. And then later on, they said, "Oh, he lives in a dressed house." So I was like, "Oh shit!" So this whole time he's been living in fucking Stratford and shit. Who knows? Who knew? Who fucking knew? But yeah, big up Callen. Nearly dying on Tfatk live on air, but he held it together. He held it to fucking together. Big up Callen. Big up Blood Clot Callen. I'm not sure if his crush is part of the sound currently playing, but yeah, big up him. Big up him. Big up him. Oh yeah. Let's move on a little bit, and let's actually continue. Brian Callen is struggling to keep up with the times and questioning everything. Let's actually just finish this Tfatk shit. Brian Callen is struggling to keep up with the times and questioning everything. Let's hear it again. And this is all. It feels like every episode of Tfatk is turning into a celebrity mental health awareness thing or something. I swear to God it is, because Jesus. Cool. Let's just put this over here. What was I going to do? You put that there. What's I going to do again? Fuck, I forgot. Anyway, let's continue. So we did that. What is it? What I'm going to play? This one. Brian Callen's questioning everything. Let's play this.
It's so weird.
I mean, it's like I think Chris DiStefano said it's like playing a beer game where the reward is more beer. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening, and what is this game that we're doing? Like, I'm not sure.
I don't know, but you better learn it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's a constant moving target, right? So, learning.
Yeah, but it's a concept. That's welcome to the game, bro. Like, what? Like, does he think everything in life to be professional? It's a linear process. Like, there's gonna be twists and turns. Bro. It's not gonna be easy all the way through, is it? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. It feels like this is the first time creatively that Callen's first any type of adversity or something. Because he looks like he's taking this really low, really badly. It's like, it's not that deep, bro. They're like, calm down. Like, Brendan only got 1 million views on his Gringo Pappy special because he bought the views. He was very aware that he wanted, and again, maybe that's the difference between Brendan and fucking Brian. Even though Brian might be a more talented and abled comedian, you're gonna put Rosalie all the time simply for the hair alone, you know? On that stage, you're not going to put anybody else, are you? That makes sense. Let's continue.
It is what? What does that even mean?
Getting good at editing, when you have deals.
100%. But
and coming up with creative ideas. Like now it's
always, but you better do that every day, all day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's what people do.
What I'm saying though is, and
like
the attention span goes smaller and smaller and smaller. So
Brian wants everyone to watch his hour special, but he doesn't want to put 1 million clips up online. He'd rather you watch the whole thing online. The unfortunate part of this Vapors is the following. Valid, everything here is Crystal C. After each of the ones been spelled, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's continue.
Pretty soon, it's like, does that translate? I don't know. I don't know what this end game is. I don't know where we're going.
It's so weird.
I mean, it's like...
So I think at the end there, they're talking about Johnny Ronson. What's his name? Mark Ronson, whatever his name is, fucking running after me. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what's going on there. I think so. I could be mistaken. But big up Callen for questioning everything. Look, guys, looking in the distance. He's really worried about everything. So this is the first time he's had a real, crisis of confidence and shit, and failing to understand how fucking scratches and stuff work. But hey, what can you do? Your head in it, I guess. Like, eesh, Jesus, coming in spicy. I like it. Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's see. Bear with me a second. Oh yeah, what's the name? Pick up the stream chat, smash the like button if you're here. If you're here, still smash the like button for me. Don't be lame. Here's another one. Bappa thinks he's super. Bryan thinks Brendan is super smart because of this point he made, this hot take he made. Let's play this. I'll try and play it for the most of it, so before you laugh, because it's kind of funny how he gets to speak about, and the others don't. Let's go though. Cool, let's go. There we go. Let's go.
I think Chris DiStefano said it's like playing a beer game where the reward is more beer. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? And what is this game that we're doing? Like, I'm not sure.
I don't know, but you better learn it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's a constant moving target.
That's it,
right?
Yeah,
so
exactly. For once,
learning it is what? What does that even mean?
Getting good at editing,
again, these are all excuses. These are all excuses Bryan has in order not to do the thing,
Not all deals, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But
and coming up with creative ideas, like now it's
always. But you better do that every day, all day.
Yeah, man. And that's what people do.
What I'm saying though is, and
like
the attention span goes smaller and smaller and smaller. So pretty soon it's like, does that translate?
That's why clips exist. You dumb. Clips exist partly for the reason of people thinking all the CD sales are going away, so we back everything up on a CD. That's simple as that, really. Nothing crazy, but that's simple as that. People were just so nuts back then. Everyone had their own fucking weird thing going on, and it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, cool. So we did that. We did this. Cool. Let's leave that for now, and then let's switch tact slightly. And let's do. Oh, that's what I want to do. Let's do American Redact. I was about to say. I knew it was something I missed out on. Where's American Redact? American Redact's got a new video, I'm pretty sure. There we go. About Callen as well, to tie in nicely with the Callen theme just now. So it's a new video for American Redact. Pick up American Redact. It says Joe Rogan can't save his friends anymore. Comedy nuke. Let's see what he's talking about.
Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
Is that his ender? That's out of context, I'm sure. But is that his ending joke? What?
Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
The fuck?
Comedian, podcaster, and accused predator Bryan Callen recently tried to revive his comedy career with his latest special, False Gods. And to no one's surprise, it bombed horrendously. Like, it was so bad that it doesn't even do it justice to call it a bomb. It was more so an Austin comedy mothership nuke. So terrible that it officially placed him on the Mount Rushmore of hacks, right next to his best friends Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub. But what made it so bad wasn't the constant air humping or the jokes about being secretly gay. Those are all Bryan Callen's signature jokes that no one's really surprised to see. What truly made this such a terrible watch was that it was so obviously tailored to the style of comedy at Joe Rogan's Mothership. Like, it was the epitome of the Austin trans brain disease that Stavros Halkias hilariously described on his podcast. And it was honestly pretty satisfying to witness in real time, because up until now it was merely a rumor that that Austin's comedy scene was an anti-woke, homophobic wasteland that platformed some of the worst comedians alive. But now that it's all on tape, we can finally understand what guys like Shane Gillis, Bobby Lee, and Mark Maron were talking about this whole time. Because during the last 10 minutes of this special, Bryan Callen goes on this weird, long rant about trans people, admitting that he's—
Wow, I got to react to this, man. I didn't know it was that bad. I got to react to this special. I really got to react to it. It looks horrible. The fucking thumbnail already is like putting me off. And it feels like it's even 55 or whatever minutes it is. It's too long. You know? I haven't even watched it. I could just feel it's going to be too long. But I might have to give it a go.
scared of them and that he doesn't think they deserve to be labeled as minorities. And he starts off joking about it, but it quickly turns into a pretentious, serious speech without any jokes.
Like I walked into a coffee shop right here in Austin.
He does that a lot, by the way, doesn't he? Is that a style of comedy that's done via podcast, or is that just people being shit? I feel like Callen does that a lot. He gets on stage and just says stuff. There's not a lot of jokes there. He's just saying things. Is that meant to be funny then? Oh, what happened? Huh? Let's continue.
Right here, and behind the counter was a young person making espressos, and it looked like it was a man. I mean, I don't know how he identifies. I don't want to, but he had a beard. He had a beard, a pronounced beard, and he was also wearing a lovely summer dress. But it had straps, a floral pattern. It stopped above the knee, and so I thought that I had all these thoughts. I had all these, and then I had my old guy thoughts. I couldn't believe it. It looked like chaos to me. It looked scary. It triggered me. It did. I was like, this is cats and dogs living together. You can't just decide you're gonna wear a dress. What the fuck, you know? It's like, how are we gonna compete with China? You know? Like, I went through these stupid thoughts. I was like, we got to bring back the draft maybe now. You know? And that was all fear, and I just couldn't get it. And it's like it's the new hippie, the new punk rock. Maybe also just being older and seeing all these young kids who probably majored in equality, and I'm just it's not my generation, and he's wearing a dress and a beard, and it just looked like a revolution. It looked like change that I wasn't included in.
And really, the only hilarious part about this rant is that you can barely hear anyone laughing. Maybe a handful of people at most.
It's an interesting style, isn't it? It's an interesting style. Because you can appear confident and well assured because you've done it a million times, and you also got the added advantage that you're sitting on a chair, you know? It's sort of the same reason why I hate artists nowadays who do the thing of where they sit in a chair and record. I hate that. Go hear that in a booth, bro. Just don't go here in a booth. Bomba. Let's see what happens here.
Mind you, these are the same people that watch Kill Tony unironically.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. So not even the most conservative, Trump-loving crowd in the world find this funny. And on top of the fact that this particular audience was extremely right-winged people, what makes it worse is that they also happen to be Bryan's own friends and family. Back when Callen talked about recording this special, he literally listed off who was in the audience, naming some of the most conservative, gun-loving influencers you could possibly imagine.
I saw everybody. Everybody came to the show. So flattering. Michael Malice and Lex Friedman and Nicky Rod and
Catherwood.
Gordon Ryan.
Mike Catherwood.
Mike Catherwood, of course.
Jesus Christ, Brendan, what a cunt, innit? He begins to listen, but he's like, yeah, I don't fuck with him. It's like, God, just be kind and courteous at least. Yeah, I don't fuck with him. It's like, okay, whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. Let's continue.
Our boys from Drinking Bros, Dan Holloway.
Love them.
Dan Crenshaw came. Fucking Tim Kennedy came.
Timmy came.
Evan Hafer from Black Rifle. It was literally everybody.
Our crew came out,
It was so cool, man.
So the fact that not even the majority of the audience was laughing here really tells you how strange and off-putting this whole thing was. It was almost like Callen was trying to relate to them with how hard he was going on the anti-trans stuff here, but he went so ham on the topic that not even the Black Rifle Trump supporters could relate, especially when Callen goes on to insinuate that the whole trans movement was pushed by major corporations, who, according to Callen, essentially made Caitlyn Jenner an industry plant and forced poor victims of the movement like himself to comply with their narrative.
Well, I don't know it's very interesting to me because it kind of happened. Well, it happened 2015 when Bruce Jenner had an 8-hour operation.
Powerful
and he woke
bunch.
up Caitlyn Jenner And then a minute later, he won Woman of the Year.
And Apple makes
And
the
that
phone. Thank you, Dallas. By the way, it's called an iPhone, not an Apple genius. This guy sucks, man.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a really, really, really good point about the Apple. I never actually thought about that actually. He was obviously trying to relate it back to the Apple or whatever. There's no even point even trying to explain that joke. It was fucking terrible. That joke was fucking terrible. There's no point even trying to make sense of it. But big up ATOZY, appreciate you.
I remember that. That was crazy. And I remember I'm just a bunch of like conservatives and traditional Americans. I was like, I have some questions, you know? And we quickly found out the time for questions was over, bigot. This has all been settled science. We don't need your voice. We saw what you did to the other minorities, Whitey. You know? And I was like, what? And you know, because her support system was very, very strong.
I just said what? I don't even know what he's talking about. What the fuck is he even talking about? You have to kind of be like, what? This is the comedy special that he's upset people are not watching. He's upset he isn't getting millions of views. This is what's gonna make him go to the fat camp. Because he wants to get more butt pics. It's fucking hilarious. Big up. Look at someone cold so I can get him. I can sort off my bum more. It's fucking crazy work, you know, but you gotta do innit? Absolutely hilarious.
I mean, and vast. I mean, I'm talking about, well, I don't know, let's see. All of the fashion industry, all of Hollywood, all of corporate America, all of legacy media, all of big tech. And that's a formidable group of people. They can make or break you. And so suddenly it was like the feelings became sacrosanct, new for my generation. If you were talking about feelings in my generation, you better be, if you were talking about how something felt, you better be talking about shoes, bitch.
What?
But this was different. This was new.
What is he even talking about right now? Like, he's lost me so far ahead. He lost me from the beginning, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. Lost me from the beginning.
And by the way, this wasn't just about protecting feelings. This was about saving lives. So that's why, if you had any naysayers, they had to be de-amplified, de-emphasized, de-platformed, defunded, destroyed. So you better be careful. So be on the right side of history.
And then it makes a turn for the very worst, as he suggests that trans people...
Is he having a mental breakdown, you think? Is that what happened in the pod? In the recording the scene thing? I wonder if that's maybe the reason why he's... Because she's acting super strange.
Don't deserve to be minorities. But before watching that, I need to remind you guys of just how much Joe Rogan promoted this with Bryan Callen on his podcast on 2 separate occasions. Like, Rogan painted this like it would be Callen's big break, as if he'd be selling out arenas across the country after this were put out.
A 9
That's what you need. That's what you need, Callen.
You do. It's very important.
Your special kicks it and you start selling out giant theaters.
Dude, let's go, baby.
Let's get a little in your life.
Yet the official special barely cracked 200,000 views 2 weeks after being released, which by all means isn't a small...
Again, the brutal part about it is that he's comparing himself to Brendan, a guy that botted his views to get to whatever it was, 500,000 or 500,000 back a week or something. That's the only bit that's probably heartbreaking, you know? Because she actually thought she was, you know, on the team and shit, and instead she was one of the team, you know? Unfortunately. But hey, never say never, and it never say fucking never. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Alright, cool. Let's continue with this video a little bit more and then we'll bounce.
Number, but considering how much Rogan force-fed this to his massive audience, it doesn't seem like much. If anything, it just points to Joe Rogan having close to zero influence on the comedy world anymore. Like the days where comedians could go on Joe Rogan and instantly sell out arenas the following year are absolutely over.
And I think that's a good thing. I don't think Rogan cares. I think the customers do. I think that's a good thing because in the past you could probably have like finagled like some Saint Laurent boots, wore them from a night, come back, wash them. Go jungle, you know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is fucking brilliant.
And it's almost like even Rogan knew this, but was trying to do the most he could for Callen out of pity for an old friend. An old friend who, might I add, was accused of some pretty heinous things in the LA Times not too long ago. And I don't know if you guys read that or not, but Bryan Callen's allegedly done some horrific things to countless women. And the worst part about that is that he found it all completely hilarious. Like the time when Whitney Cummings detailed a story about when Callen exposed himself to her alone together in a car. Bryan found that to be absolutely hilarious.
Am I allowed to tell the story of when you really sexualized me?
Yeah. I love that story. Did we, I think
I've heard this.
Yeah.
We were, there was...
I love how Bryan doesn't remember, by the way. I love how Bryan has done it so often over the years, he doesn't actually remember when he might have essayed somebody. Like, Jesus Christ, give it to sex. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
This place called Westwood Brewing Company. I would go to try to do like 4 minutes in front of 3 like drunk college girls, and then you would try to have sex with those 3 drunk college girls.
Sure would.
After I had bombed in front of them.
Hell dirtbag over here.
And then one time we like left. It was like a Tuesday at like, it was only like 7:30, and you were like, "Can I get a ride in my car?" And I was like, "Sure." And you got in the car, and I literally like turned the wheel like to like look where I was going, and I turned around and your dick was out.
Jesus Christ.
The old peekaboo.
Jesus. Imagine that kind of game. Imagine that kind of game, bro. What kind of game is that? What type of seduction is that? Just pulling out the hammer mid-conversation. No warm-up, no nothing. Fucking hell. About 4:30 DJ, someone posted, I don't care what they post on there.
So yeah, while you watch the rest of this terrible anti-trans rant from this special, just remember that this is also a downright slimy human being who doesn't even have any shame for anything he says or does. Because a lot of people, and even comics, would be completely humiliated to say what he says next here. Because he implies that white trans people shouldn't get to call themselves minorities, which is just insane on so many levels.
Yeah, I don't even know how that even makes any sense. White shouldn't get to call themselves. Who is calling himself a minority? What the fuck are you talking about?
Levels. It's like he thinks being a minority is a decision and not a result of people like him hating on them for decades.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I was looking at this kid with the dress and the beard, and I thought, I'm probably looking at a white minority, which is wild. You can be white and you can be a minority now. And that's wild. And it's very unique because, you know, for black people and brown people and indigenous people, for them to become minorities, they had to go through hundreds of years of brutal colonization and slavery. But now you can have blonde hair and blue eyes, be white as the driven snow, and you can be a minority on the same level because you feel like one. That's hacking the system, baby.
And
that maniacal smile, bro. That maniacal smile. Like, he actually thinks he's on top of the world right now. My stuff is amazing. It's on fire. It's killing the room. Really? Fair play, man. Fair fucking play. Let's get that fucking thing out still and quickly blow.
After he says this, he ironically accuses trans people of being grifters, while literally at the same time grifting for everyone on stage and embarrassing himself.
I'm not saying there aren't real trans people. That's not what I'm saying here, because there are. I'm just saying there are grifters in every community. I was thinking about that too, as I looked at that kid's shoes. And I thought to myself, damn, I think I've been getting ready for the wrong enemy, because I've been waiting for the grid to break down. That's why I practice jujitsu. That's why I have guns. That's why we live in Texas, right, guys? That's why, right? Yeah. You got access to a well. You got access to a well. Your garage is a CrossFit gym in case you got to climb a rope, you know, and the stairs break down in the apocalypse. I don't know what you're looking for, but either way, you got a freezer full of game meat.
Despite Joe Rogan and his loyal army of butt sniffers refusing that the comedy mothership is an anti-woke hellhole, Joe Rogan's best friend just proved all of the critics to be exactly right. And so now when you read something online about this comedy scene, you just have to assume that it's true. Like this user's post from Stavros Halkias' subreddit talking about their personal experience.
Stavy was right. Stavy was right about Austin's anti-trans brain. I went to Joe Rogan's comedy mothership this weekend, and it was the worst night of the comedy I've ever experienced in my life. There was 7 performers, every single one of them used the F word and the F slur multiple times. It wasn't a one-off I'm edgy joke. It was an entire act. A reoccurring theme throughout the night was reminding us that we didn't have our phones, so nothing could be recorded. The implication was clear. We might as well laugh and admit we agree with their belief than anyone who isn't straight or white man's inferior. At one point, a comedian literally said, "Make some noise if you hate trans people." Jesus Christ. This is so aggressive. Whoa. The only comic I recognized was Kurt Metzger. And yes, Kurt Metzger is clearly a pro with strong timing and stage presence, but even his set was kind of rapid fire bits from Palestine and pedophilia. It felt like a listening to somebody who doom scrolled their entire corners of the internet for 6 hours and then walked on stage. That's what it sounded like to me. But I liked it still, I'm not going to lie. And then what else? I think that might be it for now. But big up, what's his fucking name? American Redact, you're an absolute legend. You're an absolute G. Alright, cool. Let's do that. So we did the winners talk, we did everything. Bear with me, everybody in the stream chat. If you're watching and you're enjoying it, make sure you smash the like down below. Do your boy a favor. Do your boy a fucking favor if you don't mind. Let me actually do something. What was I gonna do? So I did that, I did this. Let's actually check. Oh yeah, that's it. Let's actually do this actually. Let's actually double check the Reddit. What have I missed out on the Reddit? And then we can kind of go from there. What I missed out on the fucking Reddit. Let's see. What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? Here we go. What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? Guy hates vitamins again. It's short, but it's not. What is he talking about here? Is this a stitch he done?
The only problem is,
So he's up here doing this, but he can't promote his special. She's so lazy. He's so fucking lazy, isn't it? He's not here by accident, by the way. Chin's not. I mean, you know, Brian is not where he's at by accident. Let's be real for that one.
the only problem is the last time I wrestled competitively was 1985. So it's like it never happened. I was at Archetype Boxing, doing a little wrestling, a little jiu-jitsu with Coach Sean Apperson. When we were done mixing it up, he looked at me and said, "You are a wrestler, huh?" And I was like, "I was." And he was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "What is it, Sensei Sean?" And he was like, "No, it's just that your wrestling and your jiu-jitsu are the equivalent of my high school Spanish." And he was right.
Jesus
and that's what
Christ.
these guys are doing, right? They think they're fighting, but they're actually speaking high school Spanish. They fight the way people golf or play pickleball or play tennis. They haven't actually studied. They've just seen other people do it. Now they're mimicking. And that's okay. We knew that when they said they'd never lost a fight. I mean, there's no fighter on the planet that would ever say that, because the only way you become an actual fighter is by losing a lot of fights. But that's okay. But then I thought to myself, like, how much of this is out there in general? Like, how many times how many people are walking around thinking they know something, talking like they know something when they know nothing? Ask yourself that. Have you earned your opinions? Have you earned them?
Brother, man, you're nearly 60 years old with kids. Go look after your kids. No one cares about these life lessons from. I don't know what he must be seeing on his side. Maybe the analytics are making it worthwhile. But Jesus Christ, man, these ideas. We're gonna pull you with a truck. You're gonna answer. Okay, I guess, man. I don't know what's so impressive about that, but hey, what do I know? What do I know? Let's continue. What's this? Bean cheese?
Hey, you tell me all these famous folks walked up to you and said that?
Swear on my grandma's patio, man. They all like,
"Yo, you that white boy that works too much?" Nah, Papa, nobody's saying that. Eat a bean and cheese, chase it with Tiger Thick whiskey.
What we doing here?
Big up the person making these. Honestly, big up the person making these. In Sora, I'm assuming, right? They're probably making these animations in Sora. Big up the people that made them. These are fucking brilliant, man.
Hey, you tell me all these famous folks walked up to you and said that?
swear on my grandma's patio, man. They all like,
"Yo, you that white boy that works too much?" Nah, Papa, nobody's saying that. Eat a bean and cheese, chase it with Tiger Thick whiskey.
What we doing here?
Eat a bean and cheese, chase it with Tiger Thick whiskey is fucking diabolical, bro. Chasing a sausage roll with liquor is diabolical. Even I know that. Even I know that. Oh yeah. Be unveiled tomorrow. So wasn't even trying that anyway. You get me? But hey, what do I know? Absolutely nada. All right, cool. So we did that. We did this. And I think, let's scroll down. What else have I missed out on here? Quickly. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at that. Brendan was on fucking, what you call it? What's that show called? Story Wars. Brendan was actually on Story Wars, you know, weirdly enough. To be fair, I've heard people say it's a really good show. I've never actually listened to it, I'm not going to lie, but I heard some people rave about Story Wars, but Brenda was a special guest on Story Wars. They usually have a one, you know, external celeb person, noteworthy person anyway, to mix up the show. And this time the mix-up came courtesy of Brendan. Brendan was on Story Wars. But the most important thing about this isn't that Brendan's on Story Wars. The most important thing is that this is the first time he's probably walked into the mothership. This might be the first time Brendan ever walked into the comedy mothership. So against all of our hopes, against all of our dreams, against all of our beliefs, Brendan actually hooked it up when it comes to the fucking window thing, you know? Because he knows the person, you know? So they're like, yeah, just get rid of it. You don't need it anyway. You know what I mean? So that was fucking phenomenal. But it's just interesting to see him, you know, at the mothership, considering everything that went down. You know, it's just a bit, if it was me, I would be a little bit like, nah, I'm not on it. But hey, sometimes in life, you have to kind of bury the hatchet in it. So I guess they buried the hatchet and they cool. But I don't think I could ever do that. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, there's Brendan. There's fucking Brendan. There's fucking, what's his fucking name? The guy with the gloves who's kind of sucks off of Brendan a bit, I think, in my personal opinion. He kind of sucks off Brendan a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Kind of sucks off a little bit. The other person that seems to hold him accountable, obviously, people on the cast of the show. But yeah, I just find it all a bit cringe, you know? Find it all a little bit cringe. But the release looked good. Everyone got there had a good time. Well, they're football-inspired Tiffany Jordans and shit. Who fucking know? Who fucking knew? Who knew? Alright, cool. Big up everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you. Smash the like, hit subscribe before I bounce if you don't mind. Hit the like, smash subscribe. Hit the like, smash subscribe. I should hopefully be here again tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. I'll let you guys know. There'll also be a Patreon dropping tomorrow as well, so make sure you check that out. But for now, smash the like, hit subscribe, become a member, all that good shit. Hit 500 members by the end of the year. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Actually, let's do that probably. Probably switch the name of it and call it end of fucking 2025 goal. So big up everybody for tuning in. And everybody else, I appreciate you too. Smash, you know, it is what it is. Don't worry about it. Thank you for tuning in. All that good shit. But yeah, before we leave, let me just quickly check your stories. Anything I missed out on here? Quickly check out your stories. Anything? Gotta bring the demon home for Halloween. Cool. You're playing with his daughter. Cool. Baseball stuff. Story wall. When's this dropping, by the way? When's it actually dropping? Okay, I love how you tagged fucking the mothership, by the way. Brendan loved that moment, bro. He had to tag the mothership. He had to let people know. Mothership, the comedy mothership. Funny. Okay, outfit, Randall's in school pickup duty, and then the picture of his daughter. Okay, cool. So nothing crazy in terms of updates. But yeah, he must be happy. I wonder if this is gonna put a battery in his back, encourage him to do stand-up. I wonder if this will encourage him to do stand-up. I wonder if this will encourage him to come back into stand-up, seeing all those guys on stage, going in the green room, all that fucking shit. I wonder if that's gonna happen. I doubt it, but I wonder. Okay, people, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Action Zinger Show. Random Show, actually. Random Show episode number 512, I think. Is it 512? Yeah, 512. Random Show episode number 512. Thank you for tuning in. Smash the like, hit subscribe before you bounce. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys on the other side for another show again tomorrow. So make sure you're here. If you can, that'd be greatly appreciated. Get those memberships in. We're trying to hit 500 members by the end of the year. That'd be great. We only got a couple of months left, so let's see if we can crack it. That'd be fucking awesome if that's possible. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Smash the like, hit subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see the rest of you guys again tomorrow, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see everybody again tomorrow, all right? Peace.